This weekend, there was a ICS held for Bogota, Colombia, London, UK, and Los Angeles, California. Thousands of duelists competed late into the night. Here today, we will be highlighting the best plays caught on the final stream. Making this definitely helps me catch up on some rulings, so I hope it helps you too. Unfortunately, there was no stream for the finals of Bogota, so there will just be London and LA. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, Tom normal summons Kashtira Ogre via the effect of Kashtira Birth, which is continuous that allows you to normal summon a Kashtira monster. After doing so, he activates Theosis, which is met by an Ash Blossom from Samir. Now, that Ash Blossom is also met with a Crossout Designator, which will, assuming so, banish the Ash Blossom from his deck to negate it. But before this, Samir decides to use his Smashers on the Ogre. This will nullify the effect of Theosis because the monster has to be on the field for it to resolve because it can't check the attribute or type. Now, the only thing to consider with this play, although it was great and it fizzled, I think that if he had hit the Birth just right away because of the Nibiru, he would have been locked because there's no way to crash that Nibiru. Nonetheless, I think it was a good heads-up play to banish the Ogre in response to the Designator, but keep in mind that Birth will be able to summon back that Ogre. Coming in at number 4. Now, this was a good play for a lot of reasons. He has 2 materials, 2 level 2s. Instead of making Sprite Sprint, which confused the commentators, he makes Gigantic first. Not only does this play around Nibiru, but he wouldn't have been able to get all the materials necessary and keep the Link in the Link zone for his trap card. He specials Carrot from the deck off a Gigantic to save it for later in case he gets Dark Ruler. Now he can special summon the Carrot from his graveyard still off of the trap if necessary, demonstrating how to get all pieces of your engine while still having a great board. He has the trap card, the Sprint, and the Melfi engine, all just from 2 materials. Best play number 3. Paulie takes advantage of the 3 lock zones Jesse Flores has. Now he holds on to his book for a long period of time, saving it for the Hugin. Jesse has no non-tuners in his disposal. He has to overlay his 2 Camellias into a Bagooska. Paulie knew this was going to happen, which is appropriate for the enemy controller he has in hand for the following turn, which pretty much just locks the whole game out. Now, a lot of people this weekend weren't doing the 3 lock zones play. I saw people doing double Arise Heart, but Paulie, in his interview, as he said, the 3 lock zones is just enough sometimes. And in this situation where he's stuck with 2 level 4 tuners and his only available option is Bagooska, which is pretty easy to out in Kashtira, as we know from tier format, where we saw Scareclaw Kashtira out the Bagooska repeatedly. Coming in at number 2. Paulie recognizes that the only way he loses this game to not go 2-0 is by not hitting the Nibiru in the hand via Talon's effect. He recognizes his win condition, and we'll get into this during the bonus clip, but it is a really heads-up play to hit the Nibiru off this Talons rather than use draw or take. Believe me. And for the best play number 1, Tom K uses Nibiru in response to Gigantic Sprite's effect rather than on summon. Now, doing so actually leads an open door to Samir to actually still play through this Nibiru. He uses Book of Eclipse in response to the effect, flipping his Gigantic face down so it will not be tributed from Nibiru, and it will still resolve getting him to more engine. Now, this was the same game from clip number 5, which was completely winnable as we saw, and I thought this was a great play because not many people may have saw it. Now, for our bonus clip, we have a misplay from the LA Finals. Now, keep in mind, it was midnight when these players finished, so it's easy to make misplays when you're tired. Now, Paulie makes Big Eye, and he takes Baron de Fleur. Now, in response, although he had been Dark Ruler previously and this Baron de Fleur's effect is negated, if Jesse Flores had activated the effect while it was negated, its conditions would still apply, and you would not be able to activate the effect again on Paulie's turn, rendering its taking a Big Eye pretty useless. Now, we talked it over, and Paulie actually could have just taken the Nichiria Beast and instead not banished the field spell from earlier, and he still probably would have won this game. So it was kind of like a misplay into a misplay, but that's kind of how these finals go, and when you see blood in the water, it is easy to mess up. Now, I hope you enjoyed this little top 5 video. Now, I thought it might have been cringe, especially me talking like this, but I thought it was more entertaining doing so. Now, I would love to do this series for even DB plays or regular tournament plays. So if you do have clips that you would like to show off, because I think that's one of the most fun things about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just doing something that no one else in the room would have thought of. You can send them to my email at thop@gmail.com, and I will make another video if I do get enough clips submitted, because I think this would be an awesome series to continue doing, but this is just going to be the first trial. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed.